What's up, everybody? Welcome to podcast. Now, I'm Alex. This video I want to discuss if the PlayStation reveal event is going to be in April. Now, this is off of, by the time you guys are watching this is a couple days old for sure, but there was a massive amount of info on the PlayStation 5 from Bloomberg Thursday evening, and it was basically talking about manufacturer costs for the PlayStation, how Sony may end up actually selling this break even / even at a loss. It's very possible that they truly are waiting for Xbox Series X to announce their price, that Sony can wait that long. It is possible to do it, but they do need to do something quickly, and all of those kind of things, the uncertainty, some of the actual features of the PlayStation having to be dropped because certain parts for it are too expensive, things like that. I mean, there's a lot going on with PlayStation 5, and it's something that for this reveal event has definitely pushed it. You know, as we get closer to it, and as we get really closer to the fall of 2021, this PS5 is going to get, come out into the public, right? We're going to be able to buy it. It really does, like the picture is being painted that there are some issues, and the things that Sony has been saying, and the things even that some of the leaks have been saying are actually true. That, like, remember when the PlayStation 5 has their own website, right? And they even talked about on that website that, like, hey, we're not ready to talk about it yet, but, once we get information, like, we'll start, like, showing it to you or telling you guys about it. Like, there's a lot of reasons why they could have said that at the time, right? And they could have also just been saying it in general because too many people were talking about it, and they're like, hey, we had planned this event to be, there's just a lot of different possibilities. But as it is now, it really is like, hey, they're very aware that if they do this reveal event, they're going to have to show it. They're going to have to talk about the features. They're going to have to probably give the price and the release date. And if they're waiting on Microsoft for certain things, they may not be able to do that. Or they're going to have to push it to the very end of when they can talk about it and then still end up actually going first, which I'm sure they don't want to do in regards to, like, announcing. Because, again, if Microsoft does something, Sony could actually change it based off what Microsoft does. Similarly, Microsoft could probably do the same thing, and that's what Sony is afraid of. So when it comes to this April thing, it comes off of just a part of that. That basically, here's what they said. That Sony's plan to offer guidance on the gaming business outlook for the new fiscal year is no different than recent efforts, which means we should expect more info at the end of April. This suggests that the PS5 reveal could take place around that time. So that's the leap for sure, that they didn't actually say that late April is when they're going to announce it. But if that's when Sony is planning on saying some stuff about the future, and again, really, when I was just talking about, like, them pushing it to, like, the last possible moment, really that's about it, right? Because when it gets to May, May is potentially a possibility. I think you should do some sort, and we talked about it even last year, I think you should have done, like, a state of play around that E3 time, and they ended up doing it, I think, around August, right? But around, May through July, you'd like to probably do something. Even if you've already done a reveal event, you'd probably want to have a state of play afterwards, just maybe for smaller titles, just for quick updates on PS4 games, stuff like that. There's definitely reason to do that. But then after May, you go into June, and that's E3. Okay, so it's honestly too late for Sony to do something in that month for their own reveal event. I don't think they're gonna rent out their own stage in LA and announce the PS5 the same day of E3 as Microsoft is doing theirs, right? That's not going to happen. So you would expect, and people have, right, for the longest time, February, early March, all these kind of things. That's when people had expected the PS5 reveal to take place, right? So basically, giving themselves plenty of room in between their thing and then E3, which, again, they could use that in-between time, plan a state of play, and then that comes out around the same time, and then they're golden, right? I think that's a really good strategy. And to me, again, with all this uncertainty, with all these price, basically, like, fluctuations that they don't have a grasp of yet, it's going to have to wait a little bit. Now, it kind of sucks, to be quite honest with you, because, well, at the end of the day, late March into April, we are going to start getting games. But overall, the spring is pretty dead when it comes to games. There's really not that much coming out. There is The Last of Us, and that could also be, well, they don't want to do anything in May as well, right? Last of Us comes out very, very end of May. if you announce the PS5, does that take away from The Last of Us Part 2? Honestly, I think it kind of does. It kind of moves people's thoughts just away from The Last of Us into what's more popular in the moment, which is the PS5. I don't think it would affect it majorly, right? I think it would still sell millions of copies, but I don't think Sony would want to risk something like that. So late April, just from kind of like talking about it, like throwing it out there, I think anybody could have arrived there. And then when we get this news again, like Sony normally talks about future stuff at the end of April, like in their fiscal stuff. I think that's a very good possibility as well. When you add that onto it, I think that's probably where they're looking. Again, I think it's a little bit later than what we would like, basically. I don't think it necessarily makes the biggest difference in the world. Again, you do it late April. May is The Last of Us, so now you got 2 months back-to-back where you just announced your next-gen console, and then you have the biggest game of the PS4 coming out, right? And then the month after, you have E3, which... yeah, they're not going, but there are going to be games there that are also coming on PlayStation, so you can have that kind of stuff. Again, maybe you do a State of Play in July or August. You have Ghost of Tsushima come out somewhere late June, somewhere through August. So you're going to really, it's fine. It doesn't really do all that much to Sony, but like from a me person, like talking about just me, I would have liked it to be in February. Who wouldn't, really, right? I would have liked it to be in March because as of right now, we got Dreams. Dreams is a phenomenal game. But for the rest of February into March even, there's not all that much. Really, end of March when Doom and Animal Crossing, that's what we get games, and then Final Fantasy. So it's just a bit of a lull in the gaming community, I think, basically. And it's to be expected. The year of a new generation of console, it does kind of suck that we get next to nothing, right? But that is kind of to be expected. But guys, let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think the PS5 reveal will now be late April? I mean, it keeps getting shifted, but like I said, eventually you're going to run out of time, and you have to do it at some point. So do you think it'll be late April? What do you think the price will be? When do you think the release date will be? All those kind of things, let me know in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you guys are subscribed to Podcast Now, our YouTube channel. Make sure you guys hit that bell icon so you guys know when these videos go up. And we'll continue covering the PlayStation 5 throughout, its entire duration, even when the PlayStation 5 is out. Massive PlayStation fans on the channel here with Tyler and I. We intend to cover it a lot. So more PlayStation news and info leading into the PS5 reveal, and then we'll, of course, cover the reveal whenever it ends up happening. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys truly, truly rock, and I hope to see you all on the next video.